I'm sitting in the drive-thru waiting on my coffee, and I pull up my news feed on my phone. I know that's never a good thing. You're never going to see anything good these days. But there was an article about a big mass famine that was just about ready to hit, a tremendous famine overseas. And that just hit me again. Matthew 24 is a huge checklist for the end of time signs. And when I say huge, I mean the events that are on that checklist are major. And we are checking the boxes of every single one going on right now at one time. The end of the world signs is Jesus compared it to a woman experiencing birth pains. Okay, we are experiencing those right now. And the contractions, the episodes of pain, the episodes of signs are becoming more frequent, and they're becoming more severe. And we know what that means. That means that the end is getting very close. And I say that for excitement with people who know they're going to heaven. And I say that with worry and urgency for the people who are not saved. Yes, I know people are responsible for their own decisions, but it's our responsibility as a Christian to get up and spread the word. Talk to people about how wonderful and loving God is and how Jesus is the only way to heaven. You know, there's so much to occupy our time these days, our lives, entertainment, things that we'd rather be doing other than spreading the word of God to people. But that's the most important thing. And while we may not see the end of the world, our world individually is going to end sooner or later. And it could be tomorrow. We could live 20 years from now. But the point is, you think you have time. That is the enemy's biggest deception. He convinces us that we've got tomorrow, and no one is promised tomorrow. Nobody. Nobody ever knows. The rapture can happen at any moment. Okay? Once that happens, God's timeline isn't like ours. Did you know that every single one of the events that's supposed to happen before the return of Jesus could happen like that? On God's timeline, in His timing, He can make it all come into place at any moment. That's how powerful and mighty He is. But it's also how loving He is, because this world is still here. And there's a Bible verse about it. God isn't slow in doing things. He doesn't want anybody to perish. He is letting this world have more time so people will turn to Him. Not more time to ruin the world even worse than we already have. Not more time to get into trouble. Not more time to experience things of the world that we want to experience. That's not why He's given us time. He's giving us time to accept Jesus so we can go to heaven. And guys, you can look on the news. All these things are happening. Everything, all the end time signs are happening right now. And we'll get a little peace for a little bit. We'll get a little, not even real peace. We'll get a lull where things seem like they're just quiet. And then those pains are going to strike right back up. The earthquakes are a humongous sign. It even specifically says earthquakes in various places. We've been seeing earthquakes all over the entire world, hours apart. Nature is responding in a big way. And we need to pay attention. You know, people who are non-believers, please get your heads out of the world long enough and just think. Spend just a couple of minutes and think about this. You know, ask God to come into your life. Ask Him to show Himself to you. Because, it gives me sick chills to think that anybody would go to hell. But that's where you're headed if you don't believe in Jesus and don't accept that gift of salvation.